Hello and welcome to another video with me, Christian Rauchenbach. Now today I'm going to show you how you can achieve all the challenges in Hitman's The Envy Contention, which is part of the Deadly Sins DLC. I want to take one thing away. That guide here, or the guide you're about to watch, is a combination of two different guides that I stumbled across. One of them is from Jeremy the Wise. You can see a card in the top right corner right now that allows you to check it out. And the other one is from Mr. Freeze 2244. I think both of their guides are good already. However, I think combining those two guides actually leads to the ultimate run for the Envy Contention. It allows you to complete all 3 stages of that escalation in quotes as Silent Assassin, suit only, while also fulfilling all the optional objectives. That said, let's jump right into it.
Look what we have here. Agent 47. So cool, so calm, so self-assured. Why? You're not a god. You're not the only assassin out there. You're not even the best one, if you ask me. I know a guy who puts your work to shame, and he wasn't even built for it. Don't believe me? Fine. Beat him to the targets if you can. Take them out the way I want you to. Be faster, be sharper, be everything people say you are. I'll show you the power of envy.
Now the first thing you want to do if you didn't skip the intro is actually restart your mission. Otherwise you walk here and to the left to pick up the invitation and then make your way to the right to show your invitation and enter the party. The first stage of this escalation contract in quotes is quite easy because if we do it right, your target is perfectly in place and you can finish it in roughly 2 minutes. All we have to do after we enter the party is we run straight. You can use your instinct to see where your target is. We stay outside and we basically navigate between the crowds, and in a couple of seconds we're gonna grab a wine bottle from the table on the left here that we will use to distract 2 NPCs that otherwise might spot us. With the wine bottle in hand, we just have to keep running forward towards the area where our NPC or our target is going to be leaning against the railing. But we won't approach him directly. We first go a little bit to the right and throw the wine bottle towards that tree to distract 2 NPCs that otherwise might spot us. And then we just rush toward the NPC and push him down the railing, and with that we complete the first mission.
That was one for the textbooks.
And with that we just have to exit the mission and complete the first stage.
I would have lost money on that bet. We'll see if you can keep it up.
And just in case you're wondering, this version of the first stage is exactly how Jeremy the Wise does it in his guide. Mr. Freeze 2244 does it similar, but in not such an elegant way in my opinion. However, during the next 2 stages we're actually combining their 2 approaches to achieve again what I think is the ultimate run for the entire Envy Contention. This should now unlock the first challenges related to the Envy Contention for you, and by the time we're done you will have all of them unlocked successfully. And while it comes as no surprise, as we can see, we finished the mission with a Silent Assassin rating in slightly under 2 minutes. And with that we move on to level number 2 with 3 new targets for us to take out.
Gifted kids like you think they can coast forever on their early successes. It's sad. They do shit just because they're already good, not because they're hungry for it. Your opponent? He's hungry for it. What about you? Is this what you want? Or is it just what you know? It's only fair if I give you a little reward since you won the last round. But I'm not ready to say you're the better assassin just yet. You might just be luckier.
Level number 2 is almost identical. However, we start by first of all picking up the dagger that's on the left of us when we spawn. We pick up the invitation and we use the invitation to enter the party. Don't forget, if you watch the intro video, you should restart your mission to make sure all NPCs are in the proper place. And once we enter the party, instead of going to the right, we actually head through the main entrance and take a left immediately towards the bathroom. In the bathroom, you want to walk behind the guard and hug the door of the stall so you're not too close to get him suspicious. And once the NPC on the right enters his stall, we can take out the guard and pick up his keycard and his gun, open the door to our right with the keycard, and then drag the body through the door and store it in a crate behind there. After we stored the body in the crate, we take a left and go right down the stairs, and at the end of the stairs we go through the glass door and we crouch and stop and look to the right where there's a vineyard worker and a guard. We have to wait for the guard to either drink from his cup or look slightly to the right so we can rush on the left to this specific spot here and eventually vault over this crate here. With that done, we want to use our instinct and look back to see if he got too suspicious, because if he did, he would walk a little bit over, look down and catch us doing this, and we would therefore have to wait with taking out that specific vineyard worker. Now in our case it worked flawlessly, so we dump the body here, we turn to the left and we vault up to the grape crusher, where we have another vineyard worker to take out and to stash his body into the crate on the right. Once that body is stored, we again turn to the left and we vault down this side of the grape crusher, where we are now going to head to the right and pick up a key that's on this desk here. Now I want to take away, I'm not sure if we need that key. I know that Jeremy the Wise in his original guide takes this key, and I assume it's to prevent our rival from doing something. I however never tested if something different happens if we don't take that key, and since there is zero risk in grabbing that key, it's better if you take it than if you don't. All we have to do now is wait for our target to leave the freezer and approach the grape crusher so we can then push her in, and with that have our first target eliminated.
He's got someone in his sights. Better get moving.
Using our instinct, we can vault up once she approaches the grape crusher, and we can then get behind her and just push her in. With that done, we head to the left and vault down again the other side of the grape crusher, where we took out the first vineyard worker, drop down, walk to the right, pick up the wrench here on the way that we will need later, and then either stop here if the guard is currently in the way, or head there, vault over the pipe and hide behind that barrel. Once we're at that spot, we can take out the dagger that we picked up at the spawn, and we'll just have to wait for our target to get into the right place, where he's actually right now. However, we need to catch him in a different part of his routine so that the other NPC here does not spot us. You definitely do not want to rush this part, or also the part of getting here, so there's no problem if the guard that is on our way to getting here looks our way. We can definitely wait it out and only walk into this position when it's definitely safe to do so.
He's closing in. Might want to do something about that.
Target is now walking to the left, where he is dealing with some paperwork or cleaning up another spill, but eventually he will walk back into the grape press, and the NPC in front of us will walk straight away, giving us enough time to follow the target and kill him with the knife, and also dispose the body so no bodies get found. Once he passes us here, we can start to follow him and get relatively close behind him, because if you're too far away with that throw, then some NPC will notice it. We can then turn on the grape press and with that dispose of the body, and we run immediately around this corner to hide here, because the other NPC is currently walking back and would catch us otherwise. Once this NPC is passing us here, we can go the way he came and walk out of the restricted trespassing area to make our way to our third and last target. For that, we head to the right and straight up the stairs. And once we're here, we enter the building, go to the right, and then take the stairs up again. Once upstairs, it doesn't matter if you go right or left, the goal is to approach the food court or the small bar behind that hole in the floor. There's a poisonous flower that we can pick up, and after that we have to use our instinct to look at the position of the two NPCs that are back there. One of them is walking back and forth, and you want to wait for the right moment to enter the building here and hide on the left. Now once she starts walking towards the back of the room, we can go to the distillery on the right and use our wrench to prepare poison based on the flower that we just brought with us. You should have more than enough time for the poison to finish, pick up the poison and head outside again. Now we want to poison the food here, but before we do that we want to wait for the target to be closer, and we also have to consider the guy on the left that's currently leaning on the railing, because he will also sample the food. If you time it perfectly, which I did not manage in this video, you don't have to do anything else other than poisoning the food. If you poison the food a little bit too early before the target actually gets her bite, you will have to just bump into this guy over and over again, as you will see me do in this video, to prevent him from taking the poisoned food. Although not like here, because here he is clearly bumping into me and I didn't do anything, so I'm referring to a moment later in the video when our target is already a little bit closer after we poisoned the food. As far as poisoning the food goes, by the way, there are only two things you have to consider. First of all, it's the guy in the suit, and second of all is the waitress that is at the bar, because at some point she also walks this direction, like right now, and could spot us. And once both are looking the other way, we can poison our food. Although I have to say I did a little bit too soon, because our target still has a small routine to play out at that bar. And as you can see, the guy in the suit will now try to approach the food, which is why I ended up bumping into him repeatedly to prevent him from eating the poisoned food and give our target enough time to get the poisoned food instead. Once the target starts to eat the poisoned food, you can make your way towards the exit, because you will have successfully completed level 2 of the Envy Contention.
I would have lost money on that bet. We'll see if you can keep it up.
That leaves us only with level 3, which is by far the hardest and most complicated, but still, thanks to the original guides of Jeremy the Wise and Mr. Freeze 2244, it's gonna be almost a walk in the park. You should now obviously unlock additional challenges in the Envy Contention here, and you're just roughly 10 minutes away from completing the third and last level of that whole Escalation Contract that will get you all the remaining challenges as well. That said, because there's some talking going on in the beginning of the next mission, I can already take away, as always, if you've watched the intro and didn't skip it, you will have to restart the mission immediately to ensure all NPCs are in the right place. And there's going to be a sniper rifle in a suitcase that you want to pick up once we spawn.
Why even fight this? Wouldn't it be nice if someone was better than you? If you could look at them and feel that little spike of jealousy driving you to push harder than you would on your own. When you're the best, who can you compare yourself to? You get complacent, you get comfortable. And that doesn't sound like your thing. You took round 2 somehow, so you've earned a prize. I'm not going to argue with results, but come on. You and I both know you can't keep this up.
Stash the sniper rifle, we immediately head to the left and vault this fence, crouch down and follow the fence and wait for the Scar to pass so we can walk behind him between those 2 cars, and then to the right where we vault up, and we vault up again onto the trailer, and from that trailer we can then drop down into that field and just run straight past that patrol. There's another patrol on the right which barely spots us, but not enough to be an issue, and then we take a left. There is another guard on the left that barely spots her, but it's not a problem, and we just follow the fields downwards towards the boathouse. Now when you play this mission for the first time, don't worry, you can also do all of this slower. You don't have to rush the way I'm doing right here. You can take your time walking between the different covers until you finally make it to the boathouse. We enter the boathouse through the window, and in there it's important to pick up the crowbar and the propane flask that's in the corner here, and then just go out again and turn to the left and again into cover. There's a guard that's patrolling on the pier, so if you're not as fast as I am here, you have to consider that when you're leaving the boathouse, just check your minimap or use instinct to make sure he won't spot you. Now here, once this guard moves to the right, we have enough time to rush towards the villa entrance. Again, there's another patrol coming, so when you play this for the first time, you might want to take it slower and use your instinct to make sure the patrol has passed as well. We use the crowbar to pry open the door, and we walk inside, take a right up the stairs, walk to the left, and we can see our first target entering the house right now. And we're going to place the propane flask where she's been a moment ago by crouching down, and if you're playing on Xbox, pressing both bumpers, so the right and the left bumpers on top, to place the propane flask roughly here. With that, we head straight on and we use our instinct to check the two guards here. If the one on the left is walking away, we can stand here and throw our suitcase up onto the roof, vault down, vault the stone wall, and then head to that faucet and turn it on, and then immediately off again to create a puddle for our second target. With that done, we again go back, so we vault over that stone wall, we walk up the stairs, and then we walk up that, or climb up that drain pipe onto the roof where we've thrown our suitcase, and once we're up there, we simply take out our sniper rifle from the suitcase. Once the sniper rifle is ready, we want to use it to shoot the propane flask once, so it will later explode when we shoot it again. This may get the attention of some NPCs, but by the time our target will be in place, the NPCs will have a safe distance of the propane flask again. Now all that's left to do is wait for this target to get into position so we can blow her up with an accident kill.
I could have told you that.
As we can see, the target gets in position, we can zoom in and we can now blow up the propane flask in front of her, taking care of her. Our second target is to the right and gets scared for a couple of seconds, but will eventually continue his route, and we'll use our sniper rifle again, this time to electrocute him.
Nothing in the yard. Over.
Once he continues his route, we can move a little bit forward and start to aim at that light socket or light post that we will shoot once he's walking past to create the electrocution in the puddle. Be careful that you only trigger or fire your weapon once he's actually passed. I've had it happen to me that I pulled the trigger a second too early, and that would then shoot him instead of electrocuting.
Target down.
With that, we have 2 of the 3 targets eliminated, and we can pack up our sniper rifle and make our way towards target number 3. But for that, we'll need poison that we get when we cross the roof here. And then on the other side of the roof, we can vault on a balcony and then off that balcony again. And then on the right corner of that balcony will be a drain pipe that we can climb up to get to the top floor. Once up there, we want to vault onto the roof and then obviously from the roof enter the building through the window. And then on the right hand side of the room, you will find a shelf that contains a package of emetic poison that we have to pick up. With the poison, we head back out the window, take a right, go down the drain pipe again, and don't forget to pick up your suitcase once you're there, because you've dropped it when you started climbing up. We make our way back over the balcony and basically go to the spot where we before sniped our 2 targets. And there it may vary depending on if your buddies already got found or not, if the guard on the right is currently walking here or not, if he's already dragging the body or not, but you have more than enough time to wait this out if needed. You should obviously wait for a safe moment to drop down here, and then, as you'll see in a couple seconds, make your way to the right. There is a field here where you could hide in if needed, and from here you then go to the left and you vault over that wall so we can make our way to target number 3. Once here, we throw our suitcase all the way down so we can pick it up later. And when the coast is clear, so we have to use our instinct to see where those 2 guards are right now. One of them is standing still, the other one is moving around. We wall down the first cliff and then the second one until we are at the bottom level where we can pick up our suitcase and follow the route towards the main building where we will not be trespassing anymore. An obvious benefit of doing everything in this order is that if you haven't unlocked this shortcut here yet, you can open the door now from this side and head through. Once here, we want to head through the first door into the building and then go to the left and to the right below the stairs and exit the building again. There's going to be a bar where our target will eventually take a drink, and we want to poison a glass of wine there to get him to go somewhere to throw up. You only have to consider the woman on the right here. Once she puts down her wine glass and turns around, you should be safe to poison the glass successfully. Now we pick up our suitcase again, which happens automatically, and head into the building, take a right and go up the stairs to get into a spot where we can first sniper our target and then also sniper our rival, which will be our last objective. So once up the stairs, we take a left and we follow the outskirts or the outer side of that whole platform to this specific area here. And when we go a little bit to the right here, we can safely unpack our sniper rifle without getting spotted by any of the NPCs. We can see our target is currently relaxing down there, and it will still take a little bit of time. We can also see the sniper spot in the back where our rival is set up. And all we have to do now is wait for our target to take the drink, and then he will actually walk over to one of those flower circles to puke there, giving us the opportunity to shoot him in the head and hide the body with the same shot. In case you're wondering, in this guide the first 2 kills are based on the guide from Jeremy the Wise, and the third sniper kill is actually based on the solution or approach that Mr. Freeze 2244 took, because this approach with the sniper rifle here saves us a lot of time because we don't have to go to the rival later, and it also is less risky than trying to knock out the target down there manually. Now we can see our target is approaching the flower field now, and once he starts puking, we can shoot him in the back of the head, which throws him over the railing and hides the body. We can instantly turn around and aim for our rival and also take him out with a headshot from here.
I'd call that performance admirable. I'll admit it. Maybe you are a little bit hungry after all.
So all that's left to do now is pack up our sniper rifle and make our way towards the exit, and you will have successfully completed all 3 levels of the Envy Contention as Silent Assassin, suit only, and as such you will have unlocked all challenges related to this specific Deadly Sins mission.
Bienvenidos to mi queda gay.
So assuming nothing went wrong in your runs, you should now, as said, unlock the remaining challenges, and with that have all the challenges for this specific mission, including the Unrivaled Assassin challenge, unlocked. Now that's it for today for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, enable notifications, and if you have questions, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. See you in one of my other videos. Till then, bye bye.